Stop worrying about homework and start learning with confidence. This is Ask Learn. Complete help for every subject. Like, share, subscribe for daily learning videos.
All right, so for this question, we were being asked to compare the two waves that you see on the right side of the picture right here. So I'm going to quickly draw those picture back. So wave, I know I'm not drawing a perfect wave. So ideally speaking, wave should be perfectly symmetrical or the same shape as you can see from the left to right side. And then so pretty much how you're gonna tell to the wave is this. You can measure the wave by measure the top peak of the one wave and then measure the top peak of the other wave. This is called wavelength, also represented by lambda. I'm gonna write it down here. Okay, so that's a lambda. Or you can also measure from the bottom of the wave to the another bottom of the wave. That is also lambda. Ideal world, I will have the same distance. Okay, so something else you want to remember, C is equal to lambda V. That means the bigger the lambda is, the lower is the, actually that should call nu, but I keep calling them V. You can just say frequency. That's the same thing. Okay, so that's what it is. The next case is this. I'm going to choose a different color. If you are doing this right here, from the middle to this top, or here, from here to here, this thing is called amplitude. Okay, that would tell you how intense the light is. Okay, so if you go back and take a look at the pictures, A has a bigger wavelength than a B. Okay, so which one is higher frequency? Higher frequency means shorter wavelength. So this is shorter wavelength. So therefore, that will be the answer. So question D, B, sorry, did I say it wrong? B is higher frequency, sorry. Shorter wavelengths, higher frequency, okay? Now, that's for question A. Now, the next one, intensity. Which one has more intense beam of light? That has to do with this, the peak, and you can see that B has the highest peak. So again, B is more intense. So B, more intense. Okay, that has to do with amplitudes. And you can also say it has to do with also frequency, but mostly amplitudes. Let's talk about C. C said which one is blue, which one is red light. Okay, so to know the red versus blue, you have to remember color of the rainbow. Okay, Royviv. R-O-Y-G-B-I-V. I will tell you the little shortcut. Before the red is something called infrared. After the V is something called UV. And we all know that UV is high energy, right? Because we're afraid of UV ray, we need to wear sunscreen and stuff. High energy ray are also known as high frequency ray. Okay, so that means B has higher frequency than the red light. Red has a lower frequency. So question number C said, which one is blue? Which one is the red? So what does that mean? The one that is blue is higher frequency, and we just said that B wave is a higher frequency. So therefore B, I'm gonna make a new page. So for B is blue light, and then A is red light. Okay, how do I know? That has to do with frequency. Okay, so A has a lower frequency and then B has a higher frequency. That's why it's the answer. And if you want to know what's the frequency, you can kind of see that it is faster to get to this point, because the wavelength is much more smaller. And this one is the wavelength is much more bigger. So it's gonna take a longer time to get to that. The frequency is yeah, the frequency is gonna to be less, because right every minute or every cycles you have less stuff. All right.